What's going on, family? What's good? What is crack-a-lacking? So today we are going to be potting up. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. You probably know from the video, from the title already, thumbnail, whatever. Another bare root tree. So why another bare root tree? Because I wanted to show you guys what I've learned about planting bare root trees that's supposed to increase the survivability, the survival rate of the tree once you transplant it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, guys. So, like I said, I'm going to share with you what I've learned about bare root trees over the last week or so. So, I'm a glutton for punishment. That's what I've learned. I'm a glutton for freaking punishment because I keep going and buying these things, saying I don't have a lot of success with them. But
So, what? Go ahead.
Keisha reminded me though last night that I did have more success than I remember. So when we first started gardening, I bought some bare root trees from Tractor Supply back in the day when they were like $7 or $8 each, and I actually got them to survive. One of them out of the two that I had, 50-50 on them. The other one died because new gardeners trying to take on too much and forgot to water the thing, and it just died. So I don't even want to go into all that. But anyway, what you about to say?
Why don't you tell them about how you get bare root trees?
Yeah. So quick education moment, right?
Which I just learned about today.
Educational moment, right? So the way that bare root trees are made. So they grow these trees by whatever means, whether it be from a cutting, whatever, right? Graft, whatever. They grow these trees. What they do is they plant them, and then when they go dormant, they come through with a machine and just basically cut the trees out of the ground with no regard to the root system. Like they know that they're going to destroy the root system. That's why sometimes you'll pull a bare root tree out and it has a substantial amount of roots, and then sometimes you pull them out and they look like it's barely hanging on,
Just
right?
a wicked
Yeah,
tree.
exactly. But that's how bare root trees are made. They just rake them out the ground, rip them, straight out of the ground, throw them in some stuff, and sell them to you, right? So now imagine this is a 6-foot tree, sometimes more than 6 feet tall, right? And you've just reduced the root system down by like 2/3 or more, like 80-90% of the roots are gone now. So all that root system, that root mass that was supporting this 6-foot tree is gone, almost gone. So when it come out of its dormancy, what happens? It goes into shock. It's like, wait, I have all of this tree above me, but I don't have the root system to support me. That's why a lot of bare root trees don't make it. And they know this, but it's all about the dollar at the end of the day, right? Because that's why bare root trees are so cheap, because they used to be so cheap. Now you're paying about half of what you would pay for a regular tree. You're paying for a bare root tree. But remember back in the day, you could pay under $10 and under for a bare root tree.
Yep.
But they've realized that we're gonna pay the money anyway. So, quick educational moment about bare root trees. So, this is what I've learned, right? So this is our bare root tree that we have. This is a semi-dwarf gold mine nectarine, right? I think this would be the second one like this that we have. We got not a bare root. The other one we got is an actual potted tree.
I thought you got a peach.
We did, but I think we got a nectarine too.
Oh, okay.
I may be mistaken on that. Because I remember when we were buying the peach, I remember the gold mine nectarine. I think I was having to choose between the two. That's probably what it is. All right. So this is how we're gonna plant this tree. A lot of this is gonna be the same as what you may see on a lot of people's channels and how they plant their trees. We're gonna just do one thing just a little bit differently, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. All right. So I already have my pre-moistened potting mix right here. This is just some super poop, some super. It's actually super duper poop because it's goat, it's goat llama, all that good stuff, right? I threw some perlite in it because that stuff does get really compacted when it gets wet.
Is it heavy?
It is heavy, but you see, it's it's nice and it's not as compact as it normally is. If you look at that root system, right, that's one of the better sized root systems I've seen on a bare root tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant this thing right into this planter because we have a plan to take all of our trees out to the land and start building our orchard out there, our food forest out there, right? So we don't want to put them in the ground here and have to dig them up and all that good stuff. So we're going to put most of these things are going to be in some kind of planter. So what you want to do is you want to take your bare root tree and there's some roots that's going to be coming. You see it like most of the roots are going down, how they're going down the like they're pointing down, right? But then you have these ones that come out on the side. Well, what they say, and who is they? They is them.
The people.
The people, right? You don't want to. You don't. These are two roots right here. Yes, these two roots right here should remain above ground, and the rest of these are actually going to be planted and buried beneath the soil level. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have Keisha place it in the pot like that, but keep it high enough to where these roots are up here. No.
Oh.
These roots up here.
Oh,
These
up
roots.
where?
These roots up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep it like that's about where you want it, right? And I'm gonna come through, and I'm gonna just backfill. This mix I'm using, like I said, it's perlite, super duper poop, and I mixed in some native soil so that when we do plant it, it's not like that new soil is going to be unfamiliar to them. You know, it's going to be they're not going to. Hopefully, they suffer from a little less shock, and that was the point of me adding the native soil. And that was a little tip that we got from our local nursery because that's how they pot up all their trees prior to selling, right? They throw in compost, native soil, and that's what they do. All right, so if that's what the pros do, that's what I'm gonna do. So there it is. So we got this pre-moistened, super duper poop perlite and native soil. And if you are new to the tree life like we are, like we have a pretty good grasp on the garden aspect, but the trees is something that's new to us. This here is your graph point, and you don't want to ever bury this part of the tree. It should always be exposed, right? So we have this buried pretty decent. Have these roots right here that are just above soil level. Like they can be buried a little bit, but you don't want them as deep as the rest of the roots. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mulch because the mulch is gonna help that soil to retain moisture. So this is the same mulch that came in the bag with the tree. Just throw that right back on top of it. And for the most part, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for like what we're doing to plant this tree. Now, here's the new thing that I just learned. So what did I learn? Something that hurt my heart to even watch them do it, but I'm doing this for the sake of survival, right? For making this tree survive. So what they would do is they would cut this thing a lot of times, like cut it in half or cut it low. I've heard people say that down, you know, just leaving like 36 inches, 24 inches. I'm like, that'll hurt my heart to have to do that to a tree that I just paid for. So, so what we're gonna do is you saw the root system on this tree.
So why?
Why what?
Why are we cutting so much off?
So why are we cutting so much off? Because you saw the root system on this tree. right? That root system is not going to support all of this tree, especially when it starts to bud and starts to grow. It's not going to be able to do it, right? Or it may do it, it might do it, but I want to increase the odds of this tree actually surviving, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in right here. I'm gonna come in right at this node right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's about 10 to 15 nodes right here, right in this little section right here, right? So I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna come in right here, and I'm gonna cut at an angle, and I'm gonna snip that right off, and that hurts. That
It's okay. I could use this for cutting. I can take this for cutting.
Absolutely. That's not waste right there. That's potentially more trees, right? So, and that's how we're doing our bare root trees this year. Is I want this thing to live, and if I've been doing it wrong by allowing the root system to try to support that tree off of that little bit of root system, then I'm willing to accept that, and
Try something different.
try something different, right? Because we don't want to practice insanity, right? Trying the same thing and expecting a different result. So I'm trying something different, right? And Keisha's gonna make some cuttings out of it because she's a lot better at that than I am, right? So, so now the idea behind this is that when the tree actually come out of dormancy, it's gonna go into shock because it's missing the upper half of the tree, and but more importantly, the root system is like where'd you all?
It's gonna be like, where'd I go?
Yeah, what happened, right? So now that system should be supported, but we should be able to not easily, but have less difficulty supporting this portion of the tree
versus all of that.
Because that was like what 5.5 feet
and then
of tree.
This is probably trying to put on some fruit as well.
This is going to be budding and fruiting and flowering and fruiting, and the tree, the root system, you saw it is probably not going to be able to handle all that. So that's what we're doing this year to try to improve our survivability rate for our bare root trees. So what do you guys think? Like, what's your success like with bare root trees? We've told you ours. Have you guys had success with bare root trees? Like, do you do this method or do you just plant it and you guys are good? Like, I don't know. Let me know. Do you think that did I miss a step? Did I do something wrong? Did you do something different? Let us know, because I'm always like, I'm not above learning. And the beautiful thing about the gardening community on YouTube is you guys are full of insightful advice and the experience that you guys have. And you guys pour back into the content creators also. So we don't just always put out. Sometimes you guys be like, hey, we do this. This is what we do. That. So, hey, there go my friend, Hummingbird. All right. So let me know what you think. Right. I'm not saying that this is like the tried and true method and the only way to do things. I'm just telling you that this is what I've just learned, and I'm willing to give it a shot because the trees are on sale, and I'm like, I'll feel less bad about losing a $20 tree than a $50 tree. Right. So that's it. That's all. You got anything else?
No, I was just thinking about those $50 trees, ordering off of fast growing trees. Yeah, just thinking about some trees.
Yeah. Oh, you thinking about ordering some more trees?
Ordering, yes.
All right, y'all. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us for this last however long it's been. Don't forget to tell us in the comments, answer those questions that I asked about your procedure, how do you deal with bare root trees, and we appreciate you guys for stopping by. If you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button, hit the like button on your way out, and here's another video for you to watch to follow us on our gardening journey. We'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.